Donald Trump gets exposed once again. Ain't it just a pain in the booty, Donnie, when you get completely undressed by the absolute truth right at the source? Wait till you see this breaking story in the vein of Trump's 30, 40-year desire to be a mafia boss, because forget about it, I'm the Don. I'm going to show that story to you in just a few seconds. You got to see this. Real quick, let's take a listen at some of what Trump has attempted and tried to be, and also his buddy Michael Cohen. This.
Donald Trump is tearing up the rules of how America deals with the world. Forget an order based on predictable rules. Donald Trump is running things in a way that Don Corleone might recognize. Might makes right, rules don't apply, and allies are shaken down. This isn't diplomacy. It's open bullying.
I've empowered you to be a tough guy. I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States.
After that bust-up, Donald Trump cuts off the flow of weapons and intelligence to Ukraine. His approach to Taiwan may be similar.
Taiwan, and they don't pay us money for the protection. The mob makes you pay money, right?
Yeah, except for the fact that maybe he ain't so good at it. This.
What is really striking to me, though, is this, just pull back the lens just a little bit, is the fact that last Thursday, the federal magistrate very pointedly told Donald Trump, do not try to intimidate or influence jurors or potential witnesses. And what does Donald Trump do? Within 24 hours, he puts out a tweet. If you come after me, I'm going to come after you. He goes full mob boss, full thug.
And if he tries to deny it, forget about it. You got this.
Donald Trump speaks like a mob boss. He doesn't turn around and say to you, Michael, Alan, meaning Alan Weisselberg, I want you guys to inflate my net worth, go into the back and go figure it out and come back and show me how you're going to do it. That's not how he speaks. What he says is, I'm not worth $5.5 billion. In fact, I'm worth more than 6, probably 7. It could even be 8. Go into the back, go take a look, figure it out, and come back and see me. So you don't have to be a code breaker in order to understand what he wants you to do.
And just like the tariffs, he wants you to believe, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse, except they do. This.
In the construction industry in general, to be fair, the mob controlled a lot of the construction trades in New York.
And then more recently, he had dealings with a real estate developer who was convicted of some sort of stock fraud that was connected to the mafia?
Right. This was a guy named Felix Sater, and Trump in the 2000s started a relationship with this company called Bayrock Group, and they developed a number of buildings. Basically, Trump started using his name for branding on buildings where he wouldn't build them, but he would lend his name and then get an ownership stake. So Bayrock did that with Trump Soho and some other buildings.
And in the end, the very thing he wishes he could be, the son of a true mobster, calls out Trump for being a baby girl. Here is the breaking story. Breaking news, mobster's son reveals why Trump caves in big moments. He would cry like a little girl. President Donald Trump seems to have a habit of giving in to people who stand up to him, according to a new report. The Daily Beast spoke with Michael Cody, the son of a late mob-linked union boss in New York named John Cody, about what Trump was like when he was an up-and-comer in the New York real estate world. John Cody crossed paths with Trump on more than a few projects, his son told the outlet, and some of the lessons he learned then are being revealed now that he's president. In quotes, I think the dealings with wise guys, made him a wannabe, Michael Cody told the Daily Beast. In quotes, there's a lot of wannabes out there, and Trump was one. He's a wannabe mafia don.
Some builders and developers, as you pointed out, would use a middleman, and Trump didn't like doing
Right, well, the general contractor would normally deal with some of those people, like the guy you're referring to, John Cody, was a Teamsters leader whose workers delivered cement to the construction sites, and so he would threaten. He was later convicted of racketeering, and he was he had close relationships with Carlo Gambino and Paul Castellano, who were mafia leaders in New York, and so he would threaten the developers with calling a strike if they didn't do what he wanted, and Trump, dealt with him directly also as well.
Cody pointed to Trump's meeting with foreign leaders who stand up to him. For example, Trump earned the moniker Taco Trump after backing out of so many tariff threats. He also performed an about-face after meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin last week to discuss a ceasefire in the war in Ukraine. In quotes, How much more powerful can a person be? Cody told the outlet. Why do you always cave in? Part of the reason is that Trump never learned how to stand up to mobsters when he was younger, Cody argued. He described younger Trump to the outlet as a guy who would talk tough, but as soon as you confronted him, he would cry like a little girl. He was all talk, no action. My father walked all over him, Cody said. Anytime Trump didn't want to do what he was told, my father would shut down his job for the day, no deliveries, 400 guys sitting around. I mean, are you kidding me? No, I'm not, because it's just freaking obvious, right? This guy thinks he's Scarface, he thinks he's Pacino. He's not. Donald Trump never has been, because when you wake up and go to bed every night from the time you're 0 until today in silk sheets and no stress, no concern, no need, plenty of safety nets, lots of, bodyguards, pseudo bodyguards, lots of support, lots of secretaries, lots of people to do things for you, you're not tough. Take it from a guy who grew up without a father in the rural South, who's occasionally eaten dirt, worms, and dog food. Yes, my childhood. I assure you, that ain't how you grow up tough. Not the true tough of what the movie The Godfather was about, or the truth of what really goes down in Manhattan when it comes to the mob. Trump is exactly what he's always been today as president and in his first presidency. He is a fake facade, wannabe puppet in his own likeness. You guys, stay frosty.